Alright guys, let's go! It's time for the semi-finals! Down in the bottom right side, we've got Team Liquid's CLEM. It's going to be playing a Terran versus Zerg match up against the beast, the monster, the man who takes your momentum away from you. Specializes in taking the wind out of his opponent's sails. This is Solar. A lot of these Terrans, very momentum-focused players. And so a guy like Solar is very deadly. That being said... I don't know. In terms of form, CLEM is probably still maybe not the best, definitely close to the best Terran versus Zerg in the world. I mean, sorry. Well, actually, let's be real. Let's be real. Right now, Maru is undisputed best in the world in all matchups. CLEM can give him a run for his money in terms of their TvZ, though. That being said, I think we've seen that Maru's on an entirely another plane when it comes to TVP and TVT. CLEM's TVP actually has been good recently, but TVT, of course, they're head-to-head. Looking good for Maru so far. Now, it's a quick third command center here for CLEM. So notice he's going to start the starport immediately. So remember, with this quick 3cc build, guys, you don't get a second gas. And with that 75 minerals you save, plus the fact that you don't build Hellion straight away. Why? Because you put your minerals into the command center, and then the starport. And interestingly, he actually goes for a second gas before starting Hellions, which that's fascinating to me that he gets it so early after the factory. Yeah, it's like 20 seconds after the third command center started. It feels a little faster than a normal one, maybe by 10 seconds. I'm not sure the exact timing of the second gas, actually. I'll have to investigate that, because I do a mech 3cc where I get that gas immediately after the third command center goes down. It's a special Gumiho build, but it is what it is. Okay, so CLEM's going to dance around, looking for creep tumors. Solar's got to guard these. Notice he's got a great Overlord spread. Aliens don't want to take much damage here. Zerglings do not have link speed yet. Look at the focus fire on the Zerglings. He actually roasts all of them. And oh, more Zerglings do get some hits off, and link speed is ready though. So this is going to come at a pretty hefty cost for CLEM. He loses 2 Hellions for 7 Zerglings, which is a good trade for Solar. But this is where the stack up can come. Blocks the Spore Crawler going down, gets mining time and a drone. All these disruptions can add up to be a lot, but Solar is already at 47 workers. He's got 2 mineral lines full, the third one getting very close to full. And getting some creep as well now, the momentum. This is what CLEM looks for. Can Solar stop this in its tracks? The first Banshee's on the way, and the factory has already lifted off. So guys, it's just 6 Hellions in total, and this allows him to build his barracks on the reactor. And he's already building a reactor with the factory for the third barracks as well. The Hellions came in. Looks like a Hellion went down there. Maybe got another creep tumor, but yeah, he's killed 4 creep tumors, so I think he killed another 1 or 2. Forcing these queens to keep putting the tumors down means they're low on transfuse. Banshee chips in from the edge, gets a single drone. And that does bring it up to 2 drones, 7 Zerglings. Not bad for CLEM. Solar's got that quick lair. He's got that quick Baneling speed. The classic Solar style. He wants to go Bane speed into 1-1 upgrades. He loves that Bane speed because he feels that it allows him to stop people's pushes in their tracks. Just watch how quick he is. Immediately he gets an Overseer to confirm what's going on. And actually, no, not for scouting. It's there for the Banshees. But he's also going to go that Baneling speed in the near future. Interesting. Was the lair actually just for the Overseers in this scenario? And he's actually going to go 1-1 first, which is what everyone's been doing recently, is very fast upgrades into Hydraling Bane. He does still go Baneling speed first, but no doubt those upgrades soon behind. The Hellions getting pooped on right there by that Overlord. 4th hatch will be going down. Going up to 5 barracks behind this is CLEM. CLEM is, of course, up about 30 seconds on the upgrades as the Banshees enter the Zerg main, but oh my lord. Guys, he only got like 1 or 2 drones. The Hellions! Oh, where are the Zerglings? Solar with a massive miscontrol. And now his Zerglings even funneling. And those Hellions are going to go down, but a big miscontrol by Solar to get so out of position. And losing 10 drones unnecessarily. That Reaper hanging out, fighting the Queen, finally goes down. Zerglings way out of position, especially against a Banshee player. He could have had his Overlords way further out and had more warning of those Hellions coming in, but Solar prefers a more compact Overlord pattern, and that's why he's got no vision down here, guys. He doesn't even have much vision out here as well. Like these Overlords, he keeps them in close to home because he doesn't like them getting picked off by Vikings. but there's a reason why I always advise people at lower levels have a much bigger overlord spread. Put this overlord, well, first of all, it doesn't need to be on the edge of the map. It can be further in because it has very long sight vision. It could be out here, and this overlord could have been up there. He had an overlord down here. He could have had one up here. And these are all small things, but it's very uncharacteristic for it to matter for Solar. Something which, you know, it matters more for people with slow reactions. For him to have his Zerglings out of position was a bit of a bummer, as both players pause on 69 workers. 69! The power of memes compels you! Doesn't quite finish the Overlord. Bit of a mistake there from Clem. Meanwhile, Marine spotters in the bottom left do get found. Overlords and Overseers gonna take a bit of damage there. Shields hasn't kicked in yet, so those Marines can't tank too much. He's got 2 siege tanks at home. The Marine rally on the ramp, blocking run-bys. Of course, if he gets in trouble, he's going to mineral walk those SCVs. Zoop! Back up here into the main and natural. He's got a 4th command center on the way. Redrop there on the south. He's still looking for trades. Got to keep those Marines in a tight formation. He stims, and he gets only 1 Baneling there. Solar with the Bane speed, the good map control. His creep all over this south side. And it's continuing to spread very quickly. 4th base mostly saturated at 76 drones, and those Hydra upgrades are coming in, guys. We've already got the Groove Spines about to finish. That is the Hydra range. 7 Queens still spreading creep furiously across this map, but he's got to protect those Queens. Clem finds those. He'd love to pick off those Queens in the open, and it's actually a bit of a mistake for Clem to not have stutter stepped on top quicker. He could have killed at least 2 of those Queens, I think 3 of them if he was a little faster. Double drop on the south, going to branch in from there. Now 3 tanks are up, but he's building Widow Mines now. He's swapping into mostly Widow Mines. I think it's because he hasn't seen any Hydras. I think once he sees that there is indeed Hydras and confirms that fact, I'm not sure if he glimpsed it on the top or not. I do think he'll restart tank production. So he'll keep building Widow Mines on the reactor, but I expect tanks on the tech lab, just because they're so good against the Banes and the Hydras. Controlling the watchtowers and starting to really put a big dent in the creep. You can notice here, as I make a very weird burp noise into the microphone. I hope you guys heard that. That was like a weird lizard noise. He hasn't respread creep on the south. He's so distracted up here, which means this fight's very important. Clem is up 35 army supply. The Hydras don't even have Groove Spines yet. Oh, this is a disaster for Solar. I think Solar might just be dead. He does get rid of 2 of the tanks. I think Clem was a little too cautious with how far he pulled back with his Marines. Remember, we are playing on Central US, so both players playing with a fair bit of delay, a little bit of latency, I should call it. Now, those Banelings are all about to finish, so he does pull back for a moment. The Zerglings on the south actually get a bit of a wraparound. Widow Mines will protect that tank. Sorry, they protect, they also friendly fire, don't they? Ooh, Widow Mine drop comes in. He's going to lose that one, but at least he will get all 4 Widow Mines out. 1, 2, 3 do get to fire. One of them goes down before it does fire. And the Hydras will clean that one up. So Solar's still alive, guys. This creep does get its head snipped off. Army branching into the top. So he's got a bigger army on the south, but it's almost pure Marine. While Biomine cascading up to the top side of the map. Hive, Lurker Den, trying to get that transition on the way to stem the tide. I don't think Solar's going to make it there. Oh, it's a dead 4th base. And, oh my god, he focuses down the Banes. He's going to stim it again. Hydra's in the open. Hydra's very vulnerable without Baneling support. He's trying to push on the north at the same time, though. Looks like he was busy microing the top, which is why he missed some of those Banelings on the bottom. Ooh, cops a Baneling on the top as well. Oh, Baneling on the top, Baneling on the bot, but it doesn't matter because he'd already lost everything else. Clem carries that one through. A very nice Game 1 victory. All right, a commanding Game 1 victory there for Team Liquid's own young gun, the French Baguette Meister, Clem. His opponent in the bottom left, a rough start to the series, but he is used to rough series, and he can absolutely bounce back from that. It's Solar. This man is used to getting beaten down, nuked to death, destroyed by his opponents, and he always comes back and fights harder. Got some Queens on the way there as well. Now, we actually just showcased a video on the stream. It's an old highlight clip. I don't play too much anymore. It was my old favorite sandwich, which had, of course, peanut butter, Nutella, Special K ice cream, banana chopped up on it. Better if you fry the banana and, you know, caramelize it a bit too lazy to in that video. And some vanilla ice cream. I've been more into just ditching the bread in general lately. The other day, though, I had a very similar one, as this Reaper does get its stacks. So basically, I get ice cream and I mix peanut butter in it now, guys, until it's like blended. And I added chopped up Tim Tams, which are fantastic chocolate bicky. Little chocolate bicky. Little cookie, as you guys would call it in America, because you guys use words wrong. And yeah. And also, I got a bunch of pretzels, just like salty pretzel, like little salty pretzels. And I cracked those up into little pieces and I put them through it as well. So it was basically peanut butter, vanilla, chocolate cookie. We use American for you guys. Chocolate biscuit and pretzel. It was just blended up in this ice cream. It was so good, man. It was actually my favorite ice cream combo so far, I think. Oh! Ooh, see you, mate. That's what we say in Australia, in the esports scene. If you guys ever have the pleasure of going to an Australian Counter-Strike tournament, LAN, every time they kill someone, you'll hear them, see you, mate! Get fucked, see you, mate! It's like the get fucked without saying get fucked. You just say see you, mate, you know, when you kill someone. Anyways, I don't know if they still shout that. Maybe the kids know. I doubt kids go to LANs. No one goes to LANs anymore, right? Unless they're actually a very competitive person. Anyways, yeah, that Reaper going down does really hurt the follow-up pressure. But check out the build, guys. He's already swapped the factory after just 2 Hellions. So this is the 3cc into 2-on-1. Very good build order. And the Overlord's going to see... Ooh, you're still building Marines! So I think Solar should know from that. Wait, why do you already have a barracks back on the reactor? The factory was there built because he knows. He's seen the Hellions. He knows the factory was on the reactor. Knowing it got swapped back so quickly tells him that this indeed may be the 2-on-1 now. Oh, look at this. The Marines get baited out and the Zerglings are actually going to go for a little wraparound. This is a very vulnerable opening. Oh, this is so good for Solar. Yep, he just leaves 2 Zerglings to get that last Marine. Well worth it. And he's killing 5 Marines for 7 Zerglings. Not only is that a good trade cost for cost, guys, but he's also killing the Marines before the medevacs are ready and the stim. So he's actually severely weakening CLEM's first attack timing. Very nice moves by Solar. Great scouting, great instincts. He's going to go double Evo chamber behind that. That is great. That 3rd command center has now landed. 3rd barracks is up. Got double engineering bays just finished there as well. Baneling nest has just started. 1-1 upgrades on the way. 4th hatchery in the top left. So Solar is doubling down on this side of the map. We see a lot of the Europeans do this, guys. It's really good, right? If you can control this area out here, get creep up to the watchtower and so on, you're all good. However, if the Terran can push through and really maintain this position and then branch forward from it, you kind of lose 2 bases in one go. So it is a little dangerous. That being said, look at how weak this timing is, guys. He's only got 10 Marines there. He's only got 10 Marines. Oh. Okay, we got the Overlord there on the right side as well. We've got 4th and 5th barracks there. Engineering bay is just a little behind on the upgrades as the Marines come in. They're going to chip off the creep. They see the drone heading over there. That's a 5th base. It's not the most important base, but it is good that Solar's already taking it. It's already got a macro hatch, guys. We often talk about how the 5 hatch production is really important in Zerg vs Terran. Solar knows he's ahead. After getting a few Marines early and realizing exactly what's happening early on with his scouting, he's like, you know what? You know what, mate? I actually can just be really greedy here. And go straight up to that next step of 5 bases plus a macro hatch, 6 hatcheries of production on Ling Bane. Now, he is on 5 gases, so he's going to try and go Hydras in the near future, but just pure Ling Bane for now is not a bad way to play it. I think what Solar's been missing is it's been a long time since I've seen Solar do like a 60 drone mass Ling Bane style. I've seen Dark, Serral, Raynor, all these like most dangerous Zergs. I think even Rogue might have done it one game. Do like a 60 drone massling Bane and look for much bigger backstabs. And if you need to kind of threaten stuff like that against Clem, or he just attacks you all game. And once you let him get going, he's hard to stop. Like a big old boulder, Clem is. You can't let him gather momentum. Once he's moving at a certain speed, it's just, there's no way, man. If I knew about physics, I'd say something about like inertia and fucking velocity and stuff, and I'd use like numbers to draw an analogy. But because I don't know how the world works, I'm just going to say it's like if a big rock's rolling down a hill, it's really hard to stop it without getting squished. Hopefully that explains things clearly enough. Now, Clem's being very annoying. He's trying to just micro out both sides. He's got a Widowmine drop joining in. And remember, all he's trying to do here is be a dickhead. That's all he's trying to do. Why? He's got a 4th command center. He's got a 2nd factory. He's just trying to keep him distracted, occupied. And if he can control the watchtowers, makes it hard for Solar to pick when and where the fights are happening and to know, oh, Clem's coming in. I've got to watch out. That Widowmine drop in the bottom left has not really found anything just yet, guys. He's going to bring it in, but there's no stuff there. And okay, he's got some Ling Bane here. Baneling's not the best at blowing up individual Widowmines. I'd like to see Clem steer around a little more. Not the best Widowmine drop. That Widowmine there, we'll get 3 drones. Not too bad. Creating a little bit of a ruckus. Uh-oh. If he clicks on the depots, he does everything. Oh, no! The Widowmine will clean that one up. Or not. The depots do take it out. They blow themselves up on the Widowmine and the depots. Got Marines there as well. Oh! Marines getting picked up there. Meanwhile, bottom right side, we've got that medevac getting chased home by a few Zerglings. Big Bio Mine Push finds the rally, though. Oh, no! Solar! Kind of going a little bit all in here. He's given up his 5th base and 11 drones on it. I guess it's not all in, but it is a very big commitment to the other side of the map. And I think he is denying the 4th from landing, which is not bad. He's splitting his army up now, but he really needs to get a bit more Ling Bane down on this right side. I think Solar got a little ahead of himself, and he takes a big Widowmine to the face. Another big Widowmine. Clem spreading, maintaining this position. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad for Solar now. Felt like he had so much momentum there and such good control, but Clem, he's just so fucking... You can't scare him off. Okay, that Widowmine drop goes down. These Widowmine drops have not found the mark for Clem, so great defense in that regard for Solar. Marine drop in the main. It's just going to fight against these Zerglings as they pop out and try to deal with it. It's 2-2 upgrades versus 1-1 in Solar's advantage. Solar does have the Hive ready as well, so if he starts 3-3, he's going to be miles ahead all game. +2 weapons finally kicking in for Clem. His armor coming in behind it. Clem trying to abuse the very small amount of anti-air, the lack of anti-air that Solar has on this map. Viper's on the way. We've got a few Marines still on the right side. They're going to come on in. They'd like to get that active tumor. Great pick off there. Time to leave though, Clem. Big army moving down that left side. So Clem's got a 4th up, which is nice. Just the fact that Solar's at Lurkitech, though. I mean, this is a point where things get a lot harder for the Terran player. And, oh, Widowmines being very frustrating to deal with there, but they will get cleaned up shortly. The Ling Bane does roll on in. Going to clean up those Widowmines. There's a few Banelings rolling into the Widowmines there. He blows up 2 of the Widowmines at the front before they can go off. The rest of the army is here, though. And, oh my lord! Okay, that Widowmine didn't do too much really, but the other ones did a lot to the Ling Bane. So 2 big Widowmine hits on the army. He's going to come in with some multi-prong. Clem's trying to catch Solar, kind of not watching everything at once. Clem is perma-maxed right now. Solar is not. Baneling's being used rather inefficiently on all fronts right now. And that's kind of the nature of this matchup. These Marines will get cleaned up. Finally, a win for Solar. As Clem goes back, licks his wounds a little bit. He's got to gather up his reinforce. He's got a 5th command center on the way. Keep in mind, though, this could be a game where he loses due to a lack of scans. So that's something we're going to have to start thinking about. As Lurkers are coming in, they've already got Seismic Spines. That is the range upgrade. They're going to have Adaptive Talons, the super speed, super fast burrowing and unburrowing upgrade. Looks like the Widowmine just blew up an Overseer over there. So both Overseers going down. No Nidus Worms available right now. Look at this. Clem's going to kill the 5th again. Oh, Solar's struggling to hang on to this. Where are his Lurkers? He's got 7 of them. None of them down here. Clem pulls back, though. He doesn't actually kill the base. He's looking to take a good fight versus the army. And the Banelings and the Hydras so far behind the Zerglings that looked like a great fight for Clem, who dives in on the right side. And he's going to catch the Lurkers as well. Oh, no. Solar trying to burrow on the army. Does get some decent shots off. I mean, Lurkers are sick units. But Clem is a sick kid. And look at that. The Widowmines are starting to just stack up multiple shots now. Feels like Clem's maybe a little bit too fast for the Zerg player today. And there's a lot of people who will point out that Terran needs to do more better micro than the Zerg in this matchup. I would point out that it's very much a case of who's attacking and who's defending. I don't think it's necessarily Terran or Zerg favored. I do think it's attacker favored. What I mean by that is if you can kind of carry the momentum and be the one who's attacking here, attacking there, attacking here, you're the one who's choosing how and where to do things. You're not having to react as much, and so the ping hurts you a little less. So I think the way Solar's playing is especially bad in this high ping environment, because it's not just is it bad against Clem to let him get control of the matchup, but I think it's especially bad on laggy connection. When you're both playing on North America, you've both got a bit of latency in there. It's very important to get your run-bys in there. And we've seen one Baneling run-by, which was very late in this game. Overall, he hasn't really been able to take the fight to him. And that's why I was talking about that 60 drone style, where you don't stay 60 drones all game, but you stay there for a while, you build an abundance of army in the early mid-game, and you use that so you can both defend and attack at the same time, and you wait for the Terran to overextend, and then you swing in and hit their economy. Big waves of Ling Bane really fuck up their build-up. Oh, he gets a kill on the command center. That's a good one for Solar. Oh, he loses a base, a Marauder drop! Clem just did a Marauder drop and sniped the weak hatch in the bottom right, guys. What a chad. Now, 5 SCVs in a command center, not bad there for Solar, but he will need more than that. Oh! Lurker Burrow, Parasitic Bomb! Dude, and these medevacs are so damaged. Oh, man. Okay, some wins for Solar there. And clear up that Widowmine as well. 3-3 is going to finish for the Terran. No +3 carapace came in for Solar. Solar's moving forward with Lurkers, though. It looks like he got a good volley on the front of that army. And remember, there's no ghosts out yet. The first 4 ghosts are in the way. Or on the way, I should say. Lurkers shoving. Ling Bane kind of splitting off from the Lurkers. A bit of an odd engagement here. Solar's Baneling super indecisive. He can't decide whether he wants to go or not. And that Widowmine says, get effed. Oh, but he's pushing in, dude. He's pushing in. Lurkers in a choke point. The bio cannot engage Lurkers in a choke point. Clem has to abandon this position. And that means he's going to lose a bunch of tech and infrastructure. He's going to lose a factory. He's going to lose at least one of these orbitals. Guys, we talked about it. We might die from not having enough scans. Well, if the SCVs... He's dropping Mule to repair. He's dropping a Mule to repair, guys. The Mule starts repairing. He's going to save all 4 orbitals. Is Clem... But he's just taken a big amount of damage. Solar finally got his 5th base back up behind this. 77 workers for the Zergs. 1 snipe on the retreat. A Widowmine fires one more time. There is another Lurker over there. He's going to snipe that bad boy. Nicely done there by Clem. Clem's still on 4 bases, and he can retake this one to make it 5. He's got to, of course, repair these up. And his medevac count right now, 14. Too high, but also too wounded. I'd love to see Clem take a moment to repair all those medevacs. I think this here... 1 good Parasitic Bomb, 1 or 2 Friendly Fire Mines, he's going to lose these. He cannot rely on those. Widowmine drop does come in the left side, or maybe it was a Widowmine waddle, actually. I don't even think that was a drop. I think he just waddled into the base, burrowed, took out 5 workers. Ling Bane, Lurker all over the shop. We've got Viper there. Whoa. Oh, sorry, guys. My mouse just bugged out for a second. Okay, he's going to try and scan down some of these Lurkers. The Ghost's pulling back. And none of those Ghosts going down. Good baits here by Clem. But he's got to watch out. Solar's not just going to sit there and take it, mate. Solar attacking on the other side of the map. The Banelings and the Lurkers are going to clear out these SCVs. Banelings looking for the SCV train. And that base will go down. Very nice moves here by Solar. Takes a slightly bad trade on the D, but then he goes in on the offense. Another shot from that Widowmine. Just being an absolute nightmare. The Queens will finally go over there and deal with that Widowmine. Clem wants to trap these Lurkers. He doesn't want to let them get home. There is a base in the top left, an ambitious one going down for Solar. Clem will deny the base in the bottom right. And he is up to 20 Ghosts. Now, Ghosts can get surrounded. They can get killed. And remember, these medevacs are very damaged. He's got a tank back there. I think he's got to abandon this position for now. Might be a little too heavy on Ghosts, in my opinion, just because Ghosts are so expensive. But remember, Ghosts do 26 damage versus light. So they're very good versus the Lings and the Hydras. Banelings are not light units. A lot of people think they are. They're not. They've only got the biological tag. Of course, they don't have a lot of hit points at 35, same as a Zergling. But it's going to take 3 shots, or more even. It's going to take 4 shots from a Ghost to kill those Banelings. Oh, that's a lovely maneuver, though. Once again, Clem. Solar's just not going to have enough money. So the thing is, losing this base, this was his most important base. Clem saves most of his units, and he's able to just march on forward. He's clearing creep, he's doing damage. Solar, this base is half mine out. This base is almost dry. If he can't secure this base in the bottom right, he just loses this game. Solar's been so focused on this top area, but even here, he's been losing ground, and I think Clem has got this. Lurkers running forward. Oh, he pops 3 of the Lurkers. The Lings come in a little after that. The Hydras, will they get any of these weak medevacs? There's 2 Vipers out. Where are they right now? I do not know where those Vipers have gotten to. It looks like they're gathering energy back in the main base. Oh man, so many snipes going down. The unit's lost tab. Damn it! Even more Lurkers going down. I want Solar to put up more of a fight here. I want him to make a miraculous comeback. I want him to win this game. He played the early game very well. Clem's just been so fast. It feels like Solar's been unable to keep up. Oh! Trying to pull those Widow Mines onto the medevacs, perhaps. The Ling Lurker cascading forward, but he's got to be careful. Lings do, of course, start hitting those ghosts and interrupting their snipes. He's got to pull behind the Planetary. That Planetary going to have some great splash damage. Parasitic Bomb. Pretty good spready on those medevacs. That one will go down, as will that one. That was an orbital. Oh my god, I didn't realize that was an orbital, guys. A few Zerglings just killed 19 SCVs and a missile turret. Solar just wrecked Clem's economy. Clem, he's got command centers on the right. He's making another orbital. He's trying to float over another planetary. Lurkers on the right are pushing him back. If he just has a scan, he could deal with this. That is a big if, though, isn't it? Oh, no. Clem, he's out of scans. We talked about it before. We've talked about it many, many times. So we're just selecting all those orbitals so I can monitor his scans, guys, because that's going to be the win condition in this game, potentially, for Solar in the next few minutes. If this game gets scrappy, 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 scans now available, but not a lot of excess energy on those command centers, so plenty of scans at this moment. We'll retake this right side, or Clem will try to. Solar's going to deny it, but he loses 20 drones! And Solar's out of money, guys. He can't afford trades like this. It was so risky trying to take this base. His Lurkers got stuck there. The Widow Mines take him out. Parasitic Bomb goes down, but Solar just lost 20 drones. His whole army, and he was absolutely dead. All right, I see you guys discussing snipe. It's 1.43 seconds, guys, and if you get tapped at all by any damage in that time, then it gets interrupted. I think that's very fair. People saying, oh, it's a bit long. How are you going to line up a proper sniper shot in half a second? So it's 3 half a seconds, 1.43, if memory serves, is the number. But more importantly, it's StarCraft. No one gives a fuck about the thematics or anything. I mean, can a drone really turn into a hatchery or a lava or an ultralisk and stuff? But in terms of balance, though, I totally get what you guys are saying. I mean, snipe seems like the most broken thing in the world when you look at it, when the way he's using it there. But you got to remember that those ghosts can get surrounded, they can get fungled. And we've seen Solar dismantle ghost styles with just really good fungal broodlord control. Because they got to get close enough to snipe the broods. Broods have great range, and then you've got amazing fungals as well. Anyway, let's talk about it. Guys, let's get into game 3. Clem is just on a tear right now. Comes in with his Reaper here on Blackburn. Excuse me. Very standard openings so far. So the Reaper doesn't really get any kills, but the Spore Trick's good value. Notice no gas, that tells us. Quick third command center down right on 245. He's got a Marine out behind that Reaper as well. Now, of course, there is a quick third for Solar. This is all very standard stuff, but I do look at it and I wonder, what are you going to do different on Blackburn, Solar? Because this is a very good map for Terran, and it's kind of hard as the Zerg player to push in. Now, Solar's just been playing his stock standard defensive style. It feels like Solar is looking at Zerg versus Terran, all-ins and crazy plays is just being too high risk to be worth the reward. But I really feel there are a lot of small intangible rewards to you being a bit more dynamic as a player. And that is, your opponent might give you a bit more respect. They might play a bit safer. They might not be comfortable doing 3 CC into 2 barracks yet again. Such a dangerous build order. But if Clem gets away with it, he's in a very good position. Now look at that. He sees the Queen was going to cut him off, so he goes all the way around, which makes perfect sense. Let's keep that alive. 2 Hellions coming out and already lifting that factory back. Now, Solar pokes him to the Overlord again like he did last game. He will see that the factory is not on the reactor, and that'll tell him exactly what he's up against. Comes in, sees the barracks on the reactor there. Good scouting, and he immediately turns around. Solar's like, ooh, it's a 2-on-1. And look, he knows there'll be a medevac coming out, so he's already flying all the way back. I think he's probably, yeah, he's just clicked there. So he's going to try and hide it a little further back on the map, knowing that the medevacs will come out, and he'll try to snipe the Overlord on the pillar, will Clem. So if he can hide this further away, it'll survive for a fair bit longer, get some more vision. Now, I imagine we'll see that double Evo play again. It's been so popular. But I really wouldn't mind something like the 60 drones off the top of this, right? Like I said, guys, 60 drones, Massling Bane. As Clem's pushing you, you have a big Packerling Bane just waiting. Smash it into his economy while he's on your side of the map. So 1-1 upgrade starting. eBay's almost halfway done. Starport's going to lift off that reactor. Third base taken at the front on the push path. Now Solar, he's going to take a fourth in the top right, and this gives me massive respect for Solar, guys. How many times do I say, don't take this base, it's a trap? But also, you can't take this base in this matchup, because their base is right here. They're going to just push, they can push you while defending their third so easily. So you need this top right base to really allow the large size of the map to work to your advantage, and you need to start breaking these rocks whenever you can. Give yourself a bit more room on this map. Solar does have a bunch of queens and some zerglings coming forward. Drops a transfuse preemptively. Gets one marine, not bad. Lair and Baneling Nest on the way. 69 drones here for Solar. And once again, like I said, you can either go back to droning now and do your standard thing, which it looks like he wants to do, saying, look, I've got enough lings to control this. Even if another medevac, some more marines come in, I'll be fine, and he's going back to droning. So he's playing stock standard again. Solar is such a good standard player. I've been saying I do think he's one of the best Lurkerling Bane Hydra players, Lurkerling Bane players in the world in this matchup. But today he seems to be struggling just with the speed and ferocity of Clem's aggression, and by the time he gets to that stage, it feels like he's already kind of lost momentum, and Solar's lost control. Yeah, Solar seems to have the same weakness that some Zergs have. I've always had it myself at a much lower level than Solar, where if someone really gets under your skin with their aggression, you lose track of where you are, because there's just so many disruptions, and you lose your sense of rhythm. And this is something that Dark never does. And I mean, Dark is the best rhythm player in the world. What do I mean by that? I mean that no matter what obstructions and obstacles come, it feels like a lot of players can kind of deprioritize what they're doing, jump off, deal with something, get back to kind of their shopping list of what they need to achieve in the game. And they can do that a few times. And like I said, Solar and other Zergs have a point where they break and they fall apart. And you can see Clem's trying to bring him to that point. Dark is a player who, better than anybody else, can just keep that shopping list going. You can distract him 20 times in a row, and he'll know exactly what to do the moment that's done. He just flows through chaos better than anybody else. And that's why I have that video up on my YouTube, Rhythm in StarCraft, from many years ago. Just basically appreciating how he did that versus Beyond at a time in the meta where Terran had every single momentum advantage. With how the meta was playing out, tank drops were constantly in the face of Zerg. And you couldn't kill the tanks because they'd pick them up and they'd just move them to a new cliff. And then you get on that cliff and they'd pick them up and boost them to a new cliff. And the tank drops were amazing. The Reaper harass was incredible and non-stop. And yet Dark found a way to weather all of that. Now Solar, normally, he's quite robust, but it feels like the way Clem is just staying in his face is causing so many problems. I think this is why Solar's going for Hydras a little bit earlier this time. He needs something to really actually shove this back and say, hey, if you hang out here, you're going to actually have those medevacs get shot down. You know, you're being way too aggressive, way too in my face. How dare ye? Baneling's looking to slow this down a little bit. Not the best trade, but of course slows it down. You want to feint like that, force them to spread backwards, do what you can. Ling's chasing this drop down as well. Very nice play by Solar. It's not letting Clem get in his face as much this time. Oh my god, those medevacs are so low. Yet Clem leaning into his aggression. He says, when a lot of Terrans would back away, I attack. That's the secret to my success. I'm unpredictable. No one can ever say, oh, he's not going to push here and look away. They're always afraid. And their eyes are always monitoring my army, and they're always distracted. You know, with other Terrans, it's easier to go, yeah, he's going to pull back now. He's just faking. He's not really going to commit. Where Clem is like, no, I will always look for every single thing I can get. And that's why people are so uncomfortable when they're playing against me. And it's absolutely correct. It's absolutely correct. It forces such problems for his opponents. Great Baneling. Oh, second good Baneling hit there. And these medevacs are very wounded. Now he is slowly damaging that hatchery with one Marine. Solar. This is his fifth base. It's not as important. Oh, Queens in the open. Solar forgot to queue those back to safety. Oh, he's just lost all of his creep queens. That's a disaster. He's got 91 drones, so he should be able to recover it. Oh, a medevac gets shot down there. And you know what? Clean up these Widow minefields, and then I think you're in the clear as Solar. The Widow minefield just never ends. There was another one there. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. He got 20 kills in one shot. Oh my god. Oh man. Okay. Clem still just chipping away. Units lost tab. Not quite 2-1, but it's still a very good one. Look at that Widow mine. Oh! Okay, that one on the bottom did friendly fire a bit, and you'll actually lose a few medevacs. Finally, Solar says, get this shit out of my territory, you ass. Another Widow mine firing there, but guess what? You're being pushed back as Clem. Clem has a 5th on the way. He's got an army in the bottom, but now afraid of the counter push. Solar with a large creep schlong in the middle of the map. He does need to reinforce the edges here. Remember, guys, a lot of people, a lot of Zerg players, they emphasize the shaft of creep in the middle. You've got to take care of these rounded bits beneath it at the base as well. Otherwise, it will be hard to kind of get yourself to completion in this Zerg versus Terran. So we'll see exactly how that one goes. Ling Bane, Hydra streaming in. It's a bit of a haphazard run by attempt because this push is attacking him so hard on the front. Friendly fire Widow mines do clear the siege tank, but they clear the Zerglings at the same time, of course. Hydra Ling Bane comes in. Oh my god, if he has enough to wipe this army, that would be huge. Oh, he gets some of the Marines! Clem clumping a little bit too much. He's got to try and keep these SCVs alive. I think he needs to boost Parasitic Bomb! Great spready on 2 medevacs in the midst of this, but I think Solar's done it, guys. He had a big enough economy, he defended well enough, and he finds a moment to strike. He says, you've overcommitted to this aggression, and you are forced back off this 3rd base. I mean, he's got a 4th in the top left. He's floating one out to the gold. Solar does need to continue, make another round of Banelings, and then kill this planetary, clear the gold, and it's game over. Clem is going to have to come out and fight him, but he doesn't have the numbers to contest this army. Ooh, Solar's got to wait for more Banes. He's got 23 morphing right now. Good Widow mine there. Clears some of the Zerglings. A few of these morphing Banelings go down. Solar does not know about that gold base going up in the top. If that gets morphed into a planetary, that could be huge for Clem. Clem's going to try and re-land his 3rd. He's focusing on unit production right now, rebuilding his 2nd factory. He's only got the tech lab in the main, which means 1 Widow mine at a time. 1 Widow mine at a time is a disaster. I actually think he should probably just swap to tanks instead. Planetary starts erecting itself on the north, orbital on the bottom. Massive Hydra Ling Bane coming in. Solar seems to have found the sweet spot for the counter. Oh, and a lot of Zerglings do go down. But he's got so much more Hydra Ling Bane where that came from. And you can take a few bad Widow Mine hits, because as long as you roll through, the other Widow Mines are going to suck once you're overwhelming. Once you get past the front line, and indeed he does, Banelings bust that down. Orbital's going to burn down from those Zerglings chipping at it. Nice engage on the Hydras, clears a lot of Hydras out, but a lot of medevacs go down, a lot of SCVs. The Orbital dies in the bottom right, and Solar sacrifices his entire army. Clem still has a gold base up, which Solar's got to be a little triggered by. And he's going to make more Hydras. He's going to go move up, take position behind the gold, deny mining. That's going to effectively put Clem back to 2 bases. Clem knows this. He's already lifting his main out. 6th base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 7th base, sorry, in the top of the map for Solar. He's already got a 6th base here, a 5th base on the gold, fully mining. His income is off the chain right now. 87 workers to 57. He's added the Vipers and the Lurkers as the follow-up. Now, he's got +3 melee, but he's forgot Carapace again this game. And I do think that's a big mistake. Carapace, the most important upgrade in these situations against the Terran Bio. Terran Bio on +3, 2 upgrades. So very happy there's no armor upgrade there. No Banelings here. Solar. It's not the fight you're looking for, mate. Oh, he's gone up there with 4 Lurkers. They will kill the gold planetary. And with that, Clem knows his income's done. Solar is not ready to go down without a fight. Alright guys, so we've just had some pauses, some resumes, some recover from replays, and finally we're in here and Solar's internet seems to be fixed. So game, I guess we've got to update the scoreboard now. Solar's down, he's not out in the top right as the Reaper comes in being a bit of a dickhead. In the bottom left, of course, Clem. Gonna go for that 3rd command center. Excuse me, 3rd command center once more. He's gotten away with every single time, man. Let him get that economy up. And it's hard to deal with, dude. I think we'll probably see Banshees again this time. Starport. Yeah. Doesn't want to go for the same 2-on-1 build every single time. But that last game, Blackburn, actually going Solar's way. Managing to get up that big economy. Doing really well. Survive the aggression of Mr. Clem. Zergling's up there, stopping the jump in at the moment. Now, of course, guys, they are not playing the Team Liquid map contest version. which means there are critters in those main bases that can potentially block things. We'll see how it goes. Reaper dancing around looking for creep tumors, ain't going to find squat. And we are actually going to see more Hellion production, and indeed, Hellion Banshee going to be what Clem goes for here. Solar, of course, droning like a badass. He's just rallying back onto gas right now. You can see that egg if I could click on it. You can see the eggs are rallied onto the gas. Just making sure he resaturates that just before the 4-minute mark. There we go. I got it. I managed to click on the egg. For a second, I was like, is this Age of Empires? That queen's booty just too thick, you know? Oh, it's a Raven. Oh, Clem's going to play Raven. It's a very long map. So creep scanning for it can get a little annoying. Can feel a little oppressive as the Terran, having to spend so much minerals on that. So he's going for the early investment in the Raven. And look at this dive. This is a very effective dive so far in that he's looking like he's going to get inside, but oh, you know what? Not the best shots for him. Yeah, that's actually great defense by Solar. And oh my lord, Solar just cucks him. Yeah, that was actually perfect. Perfect defense by Solar. I mean, this delayed a little bit of mining time, and that is it. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful play. Now, 2 aliens do run in the third. They get a few drones, but he's got to get out of there. Clem does not want to lose these Hellions, man. Oh, he tries to juke, but I mean, there's too many more Zerglings where that came from. He ain't getting home. Oh, Solar pulls back. Solar lets that Hellion out. This Hellion could have made it home. Or where's that Hellion, though? No. Clem second-guessing himself a little bit here. The Raven will come forward, but he's going to lose at least 1 Hellion. Does get some good shots off, though. Units lost tab looking pretty good for Solar, especially since you've got 1, 2, 3 mineral lines fully saturated, and that's the most important bit. He's going to go for the auto turret, but that I don't think is a good idea, because Transfuse easily deals that. He just transfuses, keeps the queens alive, pulls back. What are you going to do now as Clem? I mean, he should have used this moment to pick off these creep tumors, but it's just a little bit rough. Rough start for Clem, and I think Solar might be back in it now for anyone out there. So, oh, well, Clem's tired. Pig, it's 4 a.m. in France. Guys, he literally missed the EU Cup today, which starts at like 8 p.m. EU time, because he didn't wake up in time to play. Don't tell me he's tired. He's not. He stays up all night every night. Clem doesn't give a shit, bro. He's so used to playing this tournament. There's no tired excuses anymore, guys. Solar's playing like a beast. He's keeping his queens alive. He's baiting out all the auto turrets. The Raven's already down to half-life. Yeah, is he getting some tumors? Yes, but you know what? The queens are winning this trade. He respreads the creep there. And he's doing great. Really good defense by Solar. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, big Zergling surround. Big Zergling surround. Oh, my lord. That should have resulted in every Hellion dying, but apparently he's a god. Clem just is a god. He doesn't even care, guys. Raven needs to go home for a repair. His Hellions are so scary. They're more scary than normal humans' Hellions, but he's still losing a lot of them. He gets 6 drones here. Is this enough damage? I saw a second factory and an armory, and I thought he was playing mech for a moment. I was like, wait, what? I was like, the day Clem plays mech, like that's when you literally, you basically punch him in the face and you try to start tearing the mask off his face. You're like, you're not Clem, you're an imposter. You're the tournament admin, you just fucking tackle him and start like pulling at his face skin. And he's like, ow, this is my face, dickhead. And you're like, oh, I thought this was like was it Mission Impossible, like face reveal or whatever? Was that Mission Impossible where they kept pulling masks off? It was really stupid. Oh, I remember they were making fun of it in like Austin Powers, right? Anyway, the Marines drop on the fuck ledge and they say, hey, how annoying is this to deal with? The queens are going to back off. There's only 5 queens right now. How is Clem up 20 supply? I don't even know how he does this, man. He's such a freak. Hey, look at this. He's just dropping there being annoying. Hellions plus a drop on the left is going to cancel this 5th base. Medevacs are going to... Oh, I don't know about that, bro. Oh, that's a dead one. But he cancels the hatchery on the left side. That drone says, no, please stop. Does get popped. Hellbats there. Going to need to do a bit of a spready. Spready on the Hellbats. Hellbat Widowmine, a bit of a nightmare to deal with. Marines have dropped on the right side. They've just killed a queen. Baneling's coming forward. He picks up. He leaves the Hellbats and the Widowmines to just take the brunt of that. He redrops on the left. And these Marines still doing so much damage. He focuses down a few of those drones. He's going to drop in the main base, drop on the left, ready to come in whenever he feels like it. And you can see that CLEM here is just a puppet master. When he's in charge of the momentum, he's like, look here, look here, look here, look here. And it feels like Solar is just like a scarecrow getting pulled this way and that and just puppeted in terms of like, he has to look where CLEM wants him to look. He's not able to do anything on his rhythm, on his cycle, whenever he wants to do it. And instead it's just CLEM being like, hey, deal with this, dickhead, deal with this, deal with this, deal with this. It's too fast. There's too many things. It's changing angle constantly. And in between it, whenever CLEM takes a breather, it might be 2 seconds of a lull in the pressure. He gets all the macro done that he needs to in that time, and he goes back to attacking. It's so brutal, man. Auto turrets go in. The auto turrets didn't get the most use. Baneling's blowing up some of those Widow Mines. Great Widow Mine there, stops some of the Banelings. He focuses down the other Banelings. He's fighting against the Ling Hydra with pure Marine medevac, but more Banelings come in. Was this an overextension for CLEM, or will it be worth it? It looks like those Hydras on the right. Oh, a Widow Mine just killed 3 Hydras. But you know what? Solar will clean this up. Oh, dropping the left as well, though. This might just be enough damage for CLEM. CLEM was already in the driver's seat in terms of the numbers, and now there's no Zerglings out. He can't fight this. A double drop is ruining his income right now. Oh, man, his Hydra's finally going to get on top of this, but not a moment too soon, dude. He actually needed that to be happening a lot earlier. Loses 7 workers there. 5th base trying to rebuild. Creep, non-existent on the left side. 1 active tumor in the middle. No active tumors on the right. He's only got 4 queens. He is looking rather dead. I don't think Solar can come back from here, because right now, if he was respreading creep in this lull in the pressure, if he had that going, maybe. But without that, what's he going to do, man? Anti-armor missile hits his whole army in the north. This is a problem. Whoa, the Marines coming on forward. There is just too much. CLEM seals the deal in a dominating fashion. The young gun will not be perturbed.